channel. I hope you are all having a fantastic day. As you can tell by the items that I have beside me, we are going to be talking about another trip to Disney. I know it probably seems like that's all I've been talking about recently because we have been gone to Disney quite a bit since getting our annual passes, but we probably won't get them next year. We got them for our honeymoon this year, so we might as well get the most out of them while we can. But this is not just any trip that we're going to be going on. Today we are going to be talking about our upcoming trip to Walt Disney World, and while we're there, we are going to be eloping. So first I want to talk to you all about why we came to this decision to elope instead of doing a wedding. I know you all have heard me talking about our upcoming wedding quite a bit here on this channel. Corey and I did decide that we were going to get married on Christmas Eve this year. We were going to have a wedding here locally. And when we first came to that decision, we had discussed actually just doing a very small wedding at Walt Disney World, but we had family members that wouldn't be able to travel down there due to, you know, their own holiday plans with family, some health stuff going on, just some different things that would keep people from being able to go down there. So we started in on the wedding. It quickly grew from being less than 25 people to 50 people, from a budget of $5,000 to costing, or would have costed, about $15,000 between the wedding and the honeymoon. And that's just not money that we were prepared to spend on this. We're young. We could recover from it. It's not that we couldn't do it, but we both see so many other things that we would rather put our money towards versus spending $10,000 on a couple of hours for one day. Also, another reason for me, when Corey and I sat down and really talked about this, I don't have any family of my own. As for my own biological family, I have my half-sister, and that's it. My dad passed away a few years ago. My mom, who I was not close to, died about 5 years ago. I'm not close to my cousins or my grandparents. My aunt passed away a year ago. So I just don't really have any family of my own. And honestly, when we start talking about all this wedding stuff, it really makes me very sad to have a wedding and not have any family of my own there. Particularly not having my dad there is excruciatingly painful to think about the day without him. I tried to cover some of that up with including all of our dogs because they make me so extremely happy, just like Corey does. But it got to where every time we would talk about the wedding, it honestly depressed me, and just I would kind of shut down. I would either be angry about it or really sad about it. And after doing a lot of talking, both about how it made me feel and then also about how much it was going to cost, Corey and I just decided that it wasn't worth spending all of that money for one day. So we started thinking about what could we do. We talked about just going to the local courthouse and getting married, or just going to our church and asking the minister there to marry us. And we decided, why not go back to our original plan of getting married at Disney World? Only the one thing that held us back was not being able to have family there. Why wouldn't we just elope? So that is how we came to our decision. It's something that we did think long and hard about. It's something we both agreed would be the best for the two of us going into our marriage, and we are super excited to be taking these steps. Now you may be wondering, what does it take to plan an elopement at Disney World? Now if you're doing a big wedding, you can go through Disney weddings and you can have a wedding at the park, at one of the resorts, at a few different locations actually, but there is a minimum budget and it can cost up to about $30,000 for the minimum. Corey and I were not prepared to spend that for eloping, and Heidi's making her little appearance. We were not prepared to spend that, so we did find an inexpensive way to be able to do what we want to do on the budget that we set, and it just be something very special for the two of us. So I'm going to walk you through the steps to doing an actual elopement, just you and your significant other at Walt Disney World. Now let's go right into the steps to planning an elopement at Walt Disney World. If you aren't going through Disney weddings and having one of their high dollar weddings, you won't be able to get married in the parks or out in the open at the resorts. So that might leave you thinking, what do I do for a location? Well, what Corey and I decided to do was book a room overlooking the savannah at the Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom Lodge. This way we can open up the doors in our rooms, be out on our balcony, and have an officiant come and marry the two of us there. So we booked our room, we have a savannah view with a king size bed. We can't wait to get there and make it look really, really nice for our special day. We'll just open up those doors, pop out there on the porch or just inside our room to where you can still see the savannah in the background. Once we check in, we just text the room number to our officiant. She'll be coming the next day and marrying us. Step number 2 is going to be getting your marriage license. If you are getting married in the state of Florida and you are not a Florida resident, it's actually a little bit easier, I think. So we went online and filed for our marriage license. Once we fly in the day before, we will actually go to one of the local Orange County courthouses and pick up our marriage license. If you are not a Florida resident, there is not a 3-day waiting period. If you are a Florida resident, I believe you have to complete a marriage course and have proof of that before you can get married and waive the 3-day waiting period. Definitely check with county officials on that. I'm not 100% sure. That's just what I've been seeing when I was researching online. But so get your marriage license and you'll have to go to the courthouse, the both of you in person with your IDs to pick up your marriage license. Finding an officiant. So it was very easy for us. We are super excited just to have her pop over to our hotel and tie the knot for the two of us, and then we will head over to the parks. Now, if you want photos, you need to figure out what your plan is for photos. For Corey and I getting married in the resort, obviously we can't have photographers and everything coming in that would kind of give away our elopement. We are just going to take some photos with our phones and cameras of us there at the resort when we get married. But as for our actual wedding photos, I'm bringing a simple white dress to change into, and then Corey's got some clothes to change into. We are going to go over to Animal Kingdom right after we get married, and we actually have a capture your moment session booked there, and we're going to take our wedding photos there. We also booked another session for later on at Magic Kingdom so that we can get photos there for our wedding as well. Corey's favorite park is Animal Kingdom and mine is Magic Kingdom, so we thought we would do photos at each of the parks to make our happily ever after perfect for the both of us. Now, if you're still wanting to have a cake to have a little bit more of a traditional aspect to your wedding, that is something you can do. Corey and I are going to have a small cake. So we ordered a cake from a nearby Publix that's near the courthouse where we'll pick up our marriage license once we land. We are going to land and actually have a rental car because as much as we're going to have to drive around to get our marriage license, our cake, all of that good stuff back and forth to the airport, it's cheaper than Ubering or taking Mears Connect and then Uber around the entire time. So we're going to pick up our rental car, head to get our marriage license, and then head over to the local Publix. And I just ordered us a simple white round wedding cake, and I'm going to take our Castle wedding topper that we had already purchased for our December wedding with us in our suitcase and use that as the cake topper for our elopement wedding. So the next thing that you're going to want to figure out when you are eloping is what are you going to wear? You could want to go the casual look, or you could still want to do something a little more elegant and classical for your wedding. It all depends on you. Corey and I was talking about doing just a simple white wedding dress that was $70 that I bought online. Wear it, and I am. But my dress actually came in the other day, and they can't get it altered in time for our elopement, but I'm going to go pick it up this actually weekend. And I'm going to try it on. I bought some wedding dress clips that they use when you go and try on dresses. This dress is only a few sizes larger than I actually wear, so it might actually be pretty easy for me to clip it or pin it myself. so that I can still take that dress and wear it for our wedding, and I won't feel as bad that Corey's mom spent that money on a dress, all for us to completely change our minds about the wedding. What you decide to do is all up to you. For Corey, he has some dark blue dress pants that we had bought for our engagement photos, along with a light blue button-up. He's going to wear those. We are on the search for a gray suit jacket for him to wear. We have his bow tie already and his nice dress shoes and belt. And that is what he is going to wear for our wedding ceremony. And he'll probably just wear the button-up and pants for our wedding photos over at the parks. After all, we're going to be there in August, and it is going to be hot, hot, hot. Now you are probably thinking, how am I going to transport my wedding clothes? If you are driving, that's easy. You can put your wedding dress in a nice wedding dress bag and hang it up, or lay it out in the back of your car in that bag. You can fold your groom's clothes up, pack them in a suitcase, iron them when you get there, no problem. But if you're flying like we are, what we are going to do is pack my dress in a bag, fold it up in my suitcase for a carry-on, along with Corey's wedding clothes, our wedding bands, everything that is a necessity for our wedding will be in that suitcase. And Corey will carry that suitcase on as his carry-on. I'll carry Heidi Nan and her bag on as my carry-on, and then we will pack all of our regular clothes and everything that we need in our hard shell suitcase and have it put under the plane. Okay, so we are back, and it is 10 days after I filmed the first part of this video explaining to you all why we decided to elope and what the steps are to planning a Disney World elopement. Now we are ready for the packing portion. This part of the video is going to be all about how we're packing for our elopement, what items we're taking, and yeah, so I'm super excited to be filming this, so let's jump right in. First, I've already organized all of our clothes in these garment bags. So in this first one is my wedding dress, my veil, my second simple wedding dress in case we decide to do the photos in those, along with my belt that goes around my dress as well. So this is going to go in the suitcase first. Now I am going to take the coat hangers off of this when we go, just because I don't know that they'll let us carry this on, and I don't want to have to put it underneath the plane. Okay, the second thing in here is Corey's clothes. So we have his clothes packed in here. We are going to have to squish some stuff down. I'm hoping we'll be able to get everything in this suitcase. If not, a few things that, God forbid, if our luggage got lost, I'll put in our other suitcase. Things that, while it'd be kind of sad that we didn't have, it wouldn't ruin our wedding like not having our clothes. Okay, so then I'm going to put Corey's belt in here. His socks for the wedding. I've got his socks that match his outfit, or his Aussie dog socks, because I don't know if he's going to want something serious or something simple. Next is in this little Mrs. makeup pouch is where I'm keeping most of my jewelry. So in here we have Corey's wedding band that I had sized, my wedding band that he bought me, and then my Pandora Disney bracelet that Corey bought me for my birthday last year, and he's been adding charms to it. So all of this is going in this pouch together. The only thing I'm not putting in here is my necklace, because I don't want it to get tangled up. And in here, I don't want to open it up, but I have my pearl necklace for the wedding. So we are going to put jewelry in here next, because the rings are something we cannot afford to lose. My crown for the wedding. Make me into a little Disney princess, which I love. So since we are sticking with the Disney theme, I have the crown. I'm going to slide this in beside our clothes so that it'll be nice and tight in there. The next most important thing is a pre-addressed envelope here, which I'm just going to cover up the address, but this envelope is what we will give to our officiant, and she will take it along with our completed marriage license to file, and then they'll use this envelope to mail back our marriage license. Next is, of course, and I need to take the tag off of here first, but Heidi Nan's dress for her to wear. That is a must-have, along with her matching I do too, I don't know if you can see the writing very well, I do too leash and collar. I know you can't make that out at all because of the lighting, but that's what that is. My bride robe, along with the tie. And then I know I'm not going to be able to fit the rest of this in here, but I'm going to just put the most important stuff in here. And that's going to be my Velcro and tape for my dress, which is body Velcro and body tape, and my bobby pins. I'm going to use the body Velcro and tape just to make my dress fit a little bit better, since we didn't get to alter it before we were eloping. So I'm going to put this stuff in here. And then the clips will go in here. Is that all that's going to fit? Yes, I'm thinking, well, actually this suitcase does extend some. Well, that didn't help us out much. Okay, so since the suitcase is completely full and we are definitely not going to be able to get anything else in there, the only thing I guess I will have to just pack will be his shoes and my shoes, along with our cake topper, napkins, and flower petals that we're going to be taking. Thankfully, we've never had luggage get lost. God forbid if something happens. I guess we will get married without shoes on and just take pictures that don't include our feet. Especially Corey's. I mean, you won't be able to see mine because of my dress. But at least we got all of the most important stuff here in the suitcase. And then I'm filming this 3 days before we leave, so I'm actually going to have to take all of this back out so I can hang my dress and his clothes back up so they don't get wrinkled. But I wanted to go ahead and get this filmed so I wasn't rushing for the last minute. I'm going to get my nails done today here in just a few minutes. And I'm going to keep with the white, but I'm going to do the Mickey ears to stick with the theme of the wedding. And then that will be most of the stuff that needs to be done before we go. A friend of mine that's helping watch the dogs while we're gone is going to be coming over, I think, later on today to kind of see exactly how we do everything with the dogs so that they will be taken care of. I have a couple of last minute things that I need to pop into our toiletry bags, but I won't be able to do that until the morning that we leave. I'll finish packing that up, and then we are ready to elope in Disney World. Now, there will be another video showing our process of getting to the airport, going and getting our marriage license, everything leading up to the wedding, the ceremony itself, and how we celebrate afterwards at Disney World. So make sure you check that out. It should be out a couple of days after this video. And if you have any comments, please feel free to leave them down below. If you haven't already, I would love if you would like and subscribe to my channel so that you could become part of my YouTube family. And as always, you can catch me more over on Instagram, which is RebeccaLynn_GA. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.